When the pilot episode of landmark crime drama The Sopranos aired in January 1999, not many media commentators would have foreseen this wildly experimental HBO series transforming the entire landscape of television. But then, they also wouldn't have predicted that a wholly unrelated Robert De Niro mobster movie with exactly the same premise would come out 2 months later. De Niro's gangster role wasn't his typical fare, either. It saw him star opposite Billy Crystal as a mafia don racked with mental health problems he needed to work through. This setup will inevitably sound familiar to any fan of The Sopranos, since it's the storyline that initially frames the show. Incredibly, although the series does share some actors with the movie Analyze This, there's ostensibly no connection whatsoever between the people who came up with the idea for each, Sopranos creator David Chase and screenwriters Kenneth Lonergan and Peter Tolan. Plenty of TV shows have tried to replace The Sopranos, but it was actually a 1999 film that came closest. The Sopranos pilot aired just 2 months before Analyze This came out. If David Chase had stuck to his original plan to make The Sopranos a movie, it might have been competing with Analyze This directly at the box office. While the show's pilot first aired on January 10, 1999, Robert De Niro's feature-length gangster comedy directed by Harold Ramis reached theaters on March 5 of the same year. If The Sopranos hadn't moved well beyond its original premise by season 2, accusations of plagiarism might well be bandied about by those involved in one project or the other. It's difficult to tell who might have stolen from whom, however, as both were apparently in the works as early as 1996. Analyze This has exactly the same premise as The Sopranos pilot. Sopranos creator Chase was understandably horrified to see pre-production buzz around Analyze This doing the rounds in the mid-1990s, just as he was working on the first season of his show, via The Guardian. The similarities between the pilot episode Chase wrote and the premise of Robert De Niro's comedy movie are spooky. Both are premised on a central character who's a mafia don, seeking out a psychiatrist to cope with crippling panic attacks caused by the stress of his criminal career and unresolved childhood trauma. Naturally, given their backgrounds, they aren't forthcoming with their feelings in therapy sessions at first, but their respective shrinks get them to talk soon enough. Robert De Niro's Analyze This character is a lot like Tony Soprano. Paul Vitti in Analyze This is remarkably similar to Tony Soprano, in his demeanor, the way he talks, and the way he initially reacts to having his vulnerabilities exposed to a medical professional. As well as panic attacks, both men experience erectile dysfunction related to their mental health, and hold themselves responsible for a parent's suffering. Just as these characteristics help make Tony the ultimate antihero in The Sopranos, they help us sympathize with Vitti in Analyze This. Meanwhile, the juxtaposition of their macho attitudes with internal fragilities provides its fair share of comedy moments in both the TV show and the movie.